What's up, guys? So I'm back again with another video. Today we're gonna do an install on my crew cab, which is this one. I'm gonna do some lighting upgrades that you should also definitely do on your 99 to 06 GMT800s. So today what we're gonna be doing is, let me show y'all. So we're gonna do some interior upgrades with the LEDs. These are all white. All this stuff was from a company that sent me over, so I'm gonna be tagging the website from where they all sent me from. This is from Last Fit, which these are the cargo lights for the third brake light. These are as well from Last Fit. These are high beam LEDs as well, and they also sent me some brand new LED brake lights, and these are red and white. So I like more. That's kind of like more of the OEM style, red and white. I do love a lot like keeping the lights OEM, but they sent these out for free, so I might just try them out, see if I like them. I am gonna keep these in case I want to go back to them. What I did like was that this headlights, they send you the whole harness, a whole complete harness for you to plug into your connectors are in the bottom of the truck. So you're gonna have to disconnect the old harness these taillights come with originally from the factory. Disconnect that one and plug in this new harness that they send you, and they also come with the resistors as well for no hyper flash or anything, and they have 3M tape so you can glue it inside somewhere wherever you want. So let's go ahead and start installing these lights. Alright guys, so first thing you gotta do is remove 2 of the Phillips screws on the sides. And then next thing you're gonna do is, once you remove those, you're gonna remove all these 3 of the bulbs it comes with. And then what I usually like to do is, I usually clean up all this inside. I do it to my others. I did it to the other single cab and to all my previous vehicles. Every single time I do an upgrade that has to remove the tail light, I always try and clean this little spot just so you won't see it, nobody will see it, but I just like doing it just to be a little bit extra to keep it clean. So let's go ahead and clean it real quick. So as I can see, I already cleaned everything up. I have a little flashlight so I can show you. Most of it's already pretty cleaned up. I already did remove the reverse light as well, because that's the only thing I'm gonna need from the old harness, since the new taillights do come with the new harness. And they do come with their own harness. And I don't know if you can see. Let me see. The reason is because all the brake lights and turn signals are also LEDs built into the actual tail light. So that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and now remove the old harness. So as I can see, where the harness falls through from the top, and you have to follow it all the way around over here. And this is where most other connections are for the harness. Let me see if I can put this up. The harness for the left side, driver's side tail light is gonna be this one up top. I don't know if I can see it. It's the only one on the very top. I don't know. Let me try and zoom in. Let me see if it focus. It's gonna be this one right here. There's this black one, this brown one, and then there's this one all the way up here. It's gonna be that one. So let's go ahead and take that off to plug in the new one. Alright guys, so I've already removed it. All you have to do is, it's pretty hard, especially since it's a pretty old truck. So I would just press on the clip. It has one right here on the top. I can see. Press it down and just try and wiggle it left to right and pull it. While you do that, pull it back so you can try and take it out. It was pretty hard, but so now I'm gonna try and salvage this little clips. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna try and salvage these because I don't know if the new harness came with them. So I'm gonna just try and salvage them so I can run the new harness the same way it came, from all the way on top, and being held by those little clips or supports. So let's go ahead and try and salvage them real quick. Alright guys, So I did have two of the little supports, and I did use this little hook thingy to snap out the clip. I was able to save them both, so that's a good thing. Now since you did that, you can now just go ahead and pull out the harness, and there it goes. There's a whole harness right here, and there you go, guys. Now let's go ahead and put the new one in. All right, guys. So I already snapped in my reverse light I already had, and I also it has this little side marker plug. So thankfully, the pack they sent me of LEDs, the other company, it came with this little LEDs for the side markers. So I went ahead and put it on. So now let's go ahead and put this back on, and as you can see, the harness is pretty long, and they also come marked left and right, so y'all can know where they go and everything. So let's go ahead and put this back on. All right, guys. So I already threw in the harness down. As you can see, I did put the resistor in the back corner, so I can barely see it. But one thing I ain't gonna do is I ain't gonna Tesla wrap the rest of this little harness, just because I don't like exposed wires as much. I'm not gonna fully cover the whole thing. I'm just gonna tie them in so they won't be all loose and stuff. So I ain't gonna do that, guys. I do use Tesla wrap on some of my stuff. So that's something y'all wanna do if y'all have the extra time for it, and if y'all are picky as I am. So let's go ahead and do that. So guys, I can see I already Tesla wrapped the harnesses. I did leave these two with the little slack, just because these have the individual bulbs. So I did leave it with the little slack, and I did leave the little white split. I covered half of it and then left the little slack over here. So if the bulb ever goes out, I have enough slack to take it out. And then I covered it over here with Tesla wrap, not the whole way. You can see I did cover this part as well, and I did leave this one uncovered just because the resistor has its own plug and everything. So if I ever need to disconnect it, I can just disconnect it without unwrapping anything. So I just left it as that. But I mean, in my opinion, it looks pretty good. Just a little extra thing I like to do just to keep it nice and clean. So let's go ahead and connect this lights. So as I can see, I already threw it down. So now you can see it has one of the supports right there, and the other support I see as well over here. So all you're gonna do is just run the wire all the way to the top over the frame, and then plug it back in over here. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, guys, I already put it back in. All right, you can see it's already clipped on, as well as this. All right, guys, it's clipped on, and something I like to do too is I am gonna put some dielectric grease just on the little connector, just because I don't know the conditions of the other connector goes plugged into. So I'm gonna just put a little bit some on it, just so I can know it's gonna held up and nothing will go wrong. So let me go ahead and do it. All right, guys, now that you're done plugging it back in, I'm gonna make sure everything's okay with it, all the lights turn on before I can start the other one. So let me go ahead and test it out real quick. All right, guys, so I did have to take it off because I'm not gonna show you right now the final product. I'm gonna just give you a little clip, a little hint, but I did have to take it off again because the reverse light and the side marker light were flipped over, so they wasn't turning on. So I did take it off and flip the bulbs, and it worked. So everything's working as it should. I already checked the blinkers, the brake light. So now let's go ahead and get started on this side, and then I'm gonna show you the final product. All right, guys, so I'm not gonna show you how to do the passenger side tail light, but I'm gonna show you which harness it is. And you can see it's gonna be this one running towards the passenger side, and it's gonna be this harness right here, the bottom one, black. You can see the angle. It's gonna be this one right here. So all right, guys, so we're done with the tail lights. Now the next thing is the cargo lights. I can see I have them on right now. That's the halogen OEM light they come with. On the phone they look white, but they're pretty yellow, and they don't really brighten up that much. You can see not that much. So let's go ahead and start the new ones. All right, guys, these are the model I'm going with. The last fit semi, it's L-T15. And this is how they look like. They look pretty nice, in my opinion. And they come with warranty and everything. So you go ahead and remove the 2 Phillips screws on each side. Well, there's one on each side. And then it should come out. So let me go ahead and put the new ones in. So once you go ahead and take off those screws and flip it out, it's going to be this one and this one, the cargo light. So all you have to do is just leave it like this, twist it on both ends, pop the new ones in, and put it back together. Alright guys, so I'm already done installing them. I do advise you to, whenever you put the new LEDs, go ahead and turn on the cargo lights, make sure they turn on, and then put everything back together. So everything's back together, they worked, but I'm gonna show y'all the full final product until the end with the tail lights. So now next is changing out this dome light and the interior lights. As y'all can see, I had changed those out already, and those are actually last fit as well. They sent me out those. So now we're gonna change out these rear ones. So let's go ahead and do it. So as y'all can see, it does have a little slot. I don't know if you can see it. It'll be right here. I'm gonna use the same thing I was using earlier for the clips. Just insert it in there and push it out. So as you can see guys, this is how the LED for the rear dome light looks like. It's this long. There is another one like this one, but this is shorter. It does still work, but it's gonna fit kind of loose. So you want to make sure it's this long ones, the ones you gotta install. Y'all can see I already have one in there, and now you gotta put one in here and the other one over there as well. So, as y'all can see, that's how it looks. There's the LED I used for the side light and the door panel. There's the one, and y'all can see how it looks on the other side. Y'all can see it over there, and then I can see the difference on this one. It looks way much better, in my opinion. So let me go ahead and do the other side as well. As I can see guys, that's the look of it. Very bright in my opinion. It just gives it a better look. Alright guys, so the next upgrade, it is gonna be the high beams now. And this is the last fit, and this is the model number. As you can see, last fit LA Plus 9005. I already have last fit low beams. Y'all can see how bright it is. Let me show y'all. I mean, it's pretty bright. And I have 20% tint on the windshield. Y'all can see they're still pretty bright. But y'all can see I do have yellow high beams. They haven't upgraded them yet, but last fit sent me them. You see, you can barely tell how bright they are. Well, they're not really bright, the original lights to the tint, but I'm gonna show you now the new ones. So what you want to start doing is, they have 2 little L pins on each side. Move the light so y'all can see it better. And you can see it's gonna be this 2. You're gonna flip them out and pull them out just like that, just like that. And then after that, the headlight should come out. I'm gonna need both hands to do this, but it should come out like this. Let me go ahead and do it. So as you can see, there's a new high beam LED that I'm gonna be using, and the one, if you're facing the driver's side, is gonna be the one on the far left, the high beam. So all you gotta do is twist it out, disconnect it from the plug, and connect the new one back in. Connect the new one to the connector and push it back in, and put everything back to place. All right guys, it's already in, and make sure it's facing up, how I have it right here, vertical. That's the way it's supposed to be. So now go ahead and put everything back up together. As I can see guys, it's already on there, and I mean you can tell the big difference it does from going to an LED versus a halogen. I can show you. That's me bringing down the saturation a little bit. Y'all can see how bright it still is, and you can see how dim the yellow one is. And let me show you how it looks behind the tint, because I do have 20% tint on my windshield. Y'all can see, I mean, I can see how bright the LED is, and look how dim the yellow is. And now look to the tint. So y'all can see how bright it still is behind the tent. So let me go ahead and do the other side as well. Alright, as I can see, guys, that's both of the high beams installed, and man, they're really bright. I can see, and the white look just gives it a way better look. Like I said, it's just more modern. Let me show y'all behind the tent. Really bright. So now let me go ahead. Alright guys, so that's gonna be the end of the video. I hope you liked it. We did switch out the high beams, the door side marker lights, the rear dome light, the cargo light from the third brake light, and the rear tail light. So I am gonna show you a quick montage or a little cinematic. I don't know what you call it, but I'm gonna show you a little cinematic of all the upgrades we did tonight, right now. So let me work on it.